Let me make sure this is muted for now. Oh god, this is gonna be too funny. Oh god, I can't wait. Do you have any clue what that means? There's gonna be a select group on TikTok that does. Yeah,
Quick blip.
yeah, you might have guessed it. Paul has no clue. He's not on TikTok. He's not on social media like that. It is going to be so fucking funny to randomly have it be interrupted like that. I just hope to God his video is working.
Yeah, what's up with that lately for him?
His computer's never done a good job of like having the video live.
I guess, but I feel like there's a good like 100 episodes where that wasn't an issue for him.
Yeah, his computer started going on him, or his webcam started going on him.
Ah,
Occasionally.
what even is the schedule for this week?
I will share that in a bit.
Okay, so Dig vs Shopify, Disguise versus Team Liquid, Lion Sentinels, and C9 FlyQuest. This is a weekend for C9 because if they lose the FlyQuest, I think the alarm bells go up.
Oh yeah, no,
Immediately.
the train falls off the tracks real quick.
Like they got 2-1s against DSG and Dig, but like yeah, if they get 2-0 by FlyQuest, I'm like, oh, they're the new Shopify for the split. You know, they're now
Pretty
like
much.
the you'll make playoffs, but you should not have any chance. Like you don't. You know.
Agreed. Heavily agreed. Oh, that's not. The game is League of Legends. That has already been selected. Need to copy the tags, of which I didn't have any tags. So that's on me. There we go. Okay, everything's up and loaded. Now we're just waiting on Paul, the man of the hour, some would say.
Some would say. Uh, it's an interesting thing I've seen here is there's a place in the Boise area that just opened up, I guess, this summer that's trying to be like a PC cafe.
Hmm.
They're hosting a league tournament here at the end of the month. They're hosting a bunch of stuff, so I'm finding a group of people here to go to that, but I don't know how long this business could last because I just it just comes back to the same issue I feel like I see, which is the prices to play seems really really high.
What are they charging per day?
Let me see if I can find it.
Because ours is, OS here is I think 25 a day. Or you can buy like a pass.
I mean, this one I think would be more expensive per day here.
Membership for OS. Let's see.
Is $10 per hour on a PC or $10
Oh, that's high.
uh, for 2 hours on a console.
That's high.
And then they do have a membership for each month. Again, I'm
How much is the membership? I'm curious.
$20 a month gets you 3 hours of PC or console gaming, as well as like 5% off hourly rates. $30 a
Uh,
month gets you 5 hours of PC or console gaming. Uh, $40 gets you 7 hours of PC or console gaming, 10% off rates. And then $50 a month gets you 10 hours of PC or console gaming. And then there's a
that's
diamond that's $100 a month. That's only 20 hours.
so OSNYC. Their lowest package has it's $110 a month, and you can reserve their stream room, which they have. You get a discount at the bar, access to special events, and then you're able to go from Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 12 a.m., and Saturday to Sunday, 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. And there's a plus membership that will allow you to go from 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. on the weekdays. Basically, it's like a work thing. Like you can basically use them as an office type thing. Otherwise, you're not allowed in the venue
Yeah.
until 3. And that's unlimited. Like $110, you can show up whenever the fuck you want during those hours.
Yeah, I popped in last week, and like I said, I'm trying to do this League of Legends things, but I don't. I feel like OS has the luxury of the bigger city environment,
Oh, definitely.
so that's
But then again, their rent's also way higher,
very true there as well too. So
like drastically higher.
we'll have to see if this person can survive longer than a year. My expectations is unless it's a millionaire that's happy losing a lot of money, I have to probably say no.
Yeah. Nope. There's Paul. I think it is officially time. I'll catch you in a bit.
Yep.
Hello.
Yo, what up? Please tell me your video is either working or you have the tablet to be able to have video this week.
Not working. I could get the tablet.
Is
Do I
there
need
is
to?
there any chance I can request for you to use the tablet this week for a very particular reason?
Yeah.
We just need you to have video.
Let me go figure that out. Where is the tablet?
Or you could always use your phone for video and keep the audio.
Yeah, I just don't know where. Put the tablet. Give me a minute.
David is tired of Paul being Paul stream. Not wrong. But no, there's a very particular reason why I need Paul on video. And for those of you that know the title of this video and you understand what is happening, you get it.
I don't know where the tablet is. Dadgummit.
What's up, Archie? How we doing?
He doesn't know where it is either.
Tragic.
But she's typically the one who moves it. So, because if it's not on my desk, then I wouldn't have moved it. I found it. I'm gonna assume it needs. I need to go get charging
cable.
cord real quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Need to switch the overlay. Paul, once Paul's video feed activates, I will not need to.
Dude, where's my stuff? I may just have to do phone.
That's fine. Whatever you gotta do. I'll figure out how to.
Because the problem I'll say with the tablet is it likes to perma update and like force update. Even when I turn automatic updates off, it just decides like, I'm too far behind. So sometimes I forget to update it. I should probably just move to the tablet in general
What's up, Atomic?
at this point, because AirPods are good enough.
They are. And you see a lot of people doing like podcasts and sports shows nowadays with AirPods and a tablet. And they're cussing out certain people within. I'm not even getting into. Bro, Pat McAfee pissed me off this week. More last week than anything else, but. Oh, I need to plug my phone in. It's at 1%.
Alrighty.
There he is. Hold on. Oh, wait, how do I... Wait, stop streaming. Share. Oh, I'm going to have to... Okay, here's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to duplicate. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. So there's Paul for one.
What am I missing?
You're going to need to make sure that you have the browser that I just shared open is the only thing.
Oh, the stream?
Yeah. So, have you seen this trend going around by chance?
No.
The challenge is you record an entire podcast with an hour of silence occasionally broken up by Michael Jackson sounds in the background, and it's randomly going to go fucking off at times when we're talking. And we're going to have no clue. Chat's going to hear it too. And you and I are just in for the right. We'll be in the middle of a point, like something serious, and he's just going to come in with some shit. Hey, there he is.
I messed up your stuff. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I cropped it anyway, so
Okay.
you were fine. Tell Paul to swap the landscape. This isn't TikTok. Hey. John
I
bullying you.
swapped the landscape for their.
You're letting John bully you?
Yes.
That's crazy. So you have it loaded up, right? Like you can hear it?
Yes.
If I was to like say press play, like that
Yes,
comes,
I can hear it.
Cool. Welcome everybody to episode, I don't know, 2 whatever of the Crossover Podcast. It's a relatively tame week of LCS. So I figured, why not spice it up a bit? In a completely fucking weird way. But why not? Wherever this goes, however it gets off the rails, fine. I'm ready to be jump scared halfway through. And so will you, chat. So will you. How you been, man?
Good. Sam's like spazzing on me, not in like a bad way, because we went to Denver this weekend, right? A little long weekend. Colorado. Kind of went around in the mountains, drove up through that stuff.
Yep.
But while we were there, I looked at her and I was like, we were shopping. And while we were shopping, we went into a Barnes and Noble, just see what they had. And I looked at her and I was like, what? I'm going to get a book. And she was like, you haven't read a book since we got married. Like, other than the Bible.
Uh-oh.
I don't read books. I don't touch books. But I went and bought a Star Wars book. And I'm like flying through it for me, for a non-book reader. And I mean, flying through it in the context of I only have so much time to read.
Yeah.
Because I have a job in it.
It gets harder to read, especially as you're an adult. It is harder and harder to read or find the time.
Yeah, she's like freaking out because every day I come home and I'm like, I really want to read this book, and then all I've been talking about is this book, and it's not doing so good. Like I don't even remember. Shadow of the Sith. There we go. What the heck? I thought you were laughing at me.
No,
But Shadow of the
it's
Sith.
perfect. Oh god,
Yeah.
this is gonna be fun.
But that's the book name, and I I'm not gonna lie, it is so good compared to what they did to Luke in the movies.
Really?
It's killing me. And she's laughing, she's really enjoying it because she thinks it's funny. I like a book. And I'm dying because I'm just reading this book going, what did they do to my boy in the movies? Like, it's crushing me. You know what I mean? When
Yep.
you're just like, what did they do? Why'd they do this? That's pretty much, I'm dying. It's hurting me. I'm not gonna lie.
So if you had a choice, you'd rather be reading right now, is what I'm hearing.
No, I do like talking with League of Legends.
All right, fair enough.
Todd's crazy. Did you see what he said?
Yeah. He's not wrong
Yeah, well,
so far.
I've been trained in the arts of listening to random sounds.
I'm curious how different this will feel to you listening to Disney theme parks. Technically, it's a different type of world.
Yeah,
What was the name of his world thing? The one that got him in trouble?
was it Pleasure Island or something?
I thought it was Wonder something.
I don't know.
I
And
don't-
Todd is right. If I could, this would be a D23 podcast because you can talk about that.
Well, I'm down to talk D23 for a minute before we get into League.
I mean, there's not a ton for me to do yet because it's all just prediction stuff right now, and I think they're just going to double tap on things they've already announced. To be honest,
Really?
I think that makes a lot more sense. I mean, if you're Disney, you would just double tap on all the things that you have coming out.
I'm just looking this up so I have a technical answer for somebody that posted in chat. D23 is basically like it's the annual convention for Disney, if that makes sense, where they have like some pretty big announcements. Will show some teasers, some trailers beyond. I'm expecting another trailer for Doomsday, which I think could be great.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Have you bought into the hype for Doomsday yet?
Yeah. I'm all in.
Did you see Spider-Man yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Spoiler. Spoiler warning for everybody that has not seen Spider-Man. We're about to talk about this at length for like, give us 10 minutes, okay? At 58, if we're not done, I'll wave on screen, and you can come back to it if need be. What do you think of Spider-Man? Brand new day.
I thought it was first off, I thought it was actually like getting back on track for them, but it's kind of like the easy one. You really would have to mess up. Like, I don't think Brand New Day, as far as the movie goes, I don't think it was like this crazy like Spider-Man movie,
Yeah.
that like breaks the world. I think it's just getting back on track and breaking the stigma of either A, originals, or B, just bad movies. And they got rid of that because I don't think Thunderbolts or Fantastic Four were bad. I just think they aren't sellers.
Yeah, they didn't feel like this did at all.
Yeah. It was nostalgic. I mean, this was just nostalgia getting you back into the world and warming you back up.
He would agree. Good to know you agree, MJ. Awesome.
Yeah, but
I'll tell you, I genuinely think. Why am I blanking on her name right now? I was about to say Billie Jean. That was, oh God.
Is it Sadie something?
Yeah, but Jean Grey.
Zendaya?
No,
Jean Grey.
Jean
Okay,
Grey.
my bad.
I
The
thought,
character.
yeah,
Oops.
understandable. By the way, fair on why I mixed those two up at the moment. I must say,
Yes.
very understandable.
Absolutely.
I thought her introduction was one of my favorite character introductions that we've had in a Marvel movie in a very long time.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Her pain felt real. The VMAX revelation hit me like a fucking freight train. Like,
That was
dude, that
sad.
hit so because I was expecting some level of like big payoff for this. Like, there's something
Yep.
to it. I figured the sister was dead, but I didn't like I was expecting to like kind of see the body or something of that nature. For her to look up and realize what VMAX was hit so much harder than anything I could have imagined that it would have been.
Yep. 100%. It was a really good like Spider-Man movie still. Like the crazy thing is it's just Spider-Mans are typically like 8 or 9 out of 10s, and I would give this like a 7.5. Like it's not low, it's not bad. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I could even put it at 8, and I would say like the rest are usually 8.5s or 9s. It's weird. Like it was just I thought it was really good.
How
just
would you
not
rank this generation or like this era of Spider-Man? What would you rank them, the four of them?
4 of them? It's hard for me. I guess. What was the first one called again?
Homecoming,
Homecoming.
Far From Home, No Way Home,
Yeah.
Brand New Day.
To be honest, I'd probably do No Way Home. Far From Home, Brand New Day, but I could mix them. Homecoming to me was the worst of them, which
Interesting.
I know not a lot of people would agree with that. I didn't really like Homecoming that much. I didn't think the villain was interesting.
I agree, but interesting.
But this one I low-key liked more than Far From Home, or not. No. What was it? Yeah, Far From Home.
Yeah.
I liked this one more than Far From Home simply for the fact I think this was kind of a movie geared towards comic book fan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which I think is tough for your common person because they're getting closer to the Spider-Man that comic book fans want. Like my brother reads the comics and I do, and we talked about it, and of course we both thought it was incredible because they're slowly unleashing Spider-Man because he's supposed to be Thor level, really,
Yeah.
and like Hulk level. Like that's what he is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And he's getting there. And I don't think it would make as much sense or be as cool to people who've only lived in the Marvel movie universe because the Marvel movie universe nerfs a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because it has to.
And the individual power scaling within movies alone like changes every time.
Yeah, it's very broad because it kind of has to be. And while it's annoying for a comic book fan, it's also fun. Like, it is what it is. And Spider-Man, I think this movie did a good job of still keeping Spider-Man like just the opposite of Batman. Like tries his best not to kill people, but does it in a goofy, loving way instead of a. Yeah, I completely forgot that was him. But does it in a loving, goofy way instead of like the super grunge way. And the spa scene, while like so unnecessary.
Yeah.
Just so unnecessary trying to show for no reason. But while that part was unnecessary and funny, I think it was I loved him kicking his feet halfway through the conversation.
Yeah.
Really did make you remember like Peter Parker's just as a goober.
I'll be honest with you. The whole hot tub scene, I was thinking like, okay, this feels like a little out of place.
It does.
The second the foot scene happened, I was locked back in and was like, no, okay, never mind. On repeat, this is needed. It's not needed, but it's
very
like
funny.
I will say this was the most rewatchable Marvel movie that I think we've had since I want to say Shang-Chi. That's like the one that pops up in my opinion. Now, granted, I'm going to be biased, and I'm also going to be coming at this from a slightly. I'm going to be coming at this from a slightly different angle. Watching Spider-Man movies in New York feels different. Like, I don't know. I don't quite know how to explain it other than like when a Spider-Man movie does New York well, and not just like the scenery and the people around them, but like these social interactions feel very local. You get emotionally attached to it a little bit more. And the reason why I put this at my number 1 is because it felt more New York coded than any Spider-Man movie prior to this point has. Now, granted, the last one was mostly like cameo setup and a bunch of fan service there. The first one, I would argue, is like a little bit closer to like youthful exuberance, like that type of thing. Far From Home was a field trip that obviously is not going to feel like it, but like this, to me, they captured the essence of the interactions between characters in a very New York way. And everybody's talking about, at least in circles around here, we're like, when did Tom Holland get a New York accent? When was he able to develop that? Because he's not had that in the last 3 movies. This is the only one that if you go back and rewatch, you can hear the New York come out of him. Way more.
Yeah.
Completely ignoring Punisher, where he very much like Punisher, like that's quintessential like Staten Island, deep Brooklyn.
Yeah, I will remind people, this movie, while great, and it has been a minute since we saw 2 good ones. We did only really take like a year gap of bad Marvel movies, because 2024 we did get Deadpool and Wolverine, and the year before we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
It pisses me off to this day. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I think had a great closing act and had some really high emotional moments. I don't know if it's because of the animal cruelty, but I can't rewatch that movie.
A lot of people can't. My wife can't get there.
Dude, I can't. I can watch Guardians of the Galaxy too.
I can watch it all the time.
I love to be very clear. I love it, but it's just not a movie
it's still
that
a good movie.
It emotionally hits me a little too hard that I don't want to see it again.
Yeah,
but Guardians was great.
I get what you mean.
Deadpool and Wolverine's cultural impact is heavily understated. The reason why we're I don't know if you've noticed this in music, but everybody's kind of bringing back Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. Like it's been like super played since Deadpool and Wolverine came out, and it has not left radio play since. Like it's just been a part of it, and that's because of that movie bringing it back to such an extreme level.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I know people just keep telling me I'm a Disney truther. Like one of my brothers was like, "You're being a truther," but I am for real. And when I list the movies, he's like, "You're not that wrong," because he said they just went ice cold after Endgame, and I'm like, they actually like had a decent movie every year afterwards. It's just people forget because it's been so long.
Yeah,
but they dropped when Endgame ends, right? 2019.
Yep.
2020, whatever. They don't do nothing.
Movies are
I think
shut
we
down.
all know why.
Yep.
Yeah, but then they have Spider-Man: No Way Home in 2021. They also have Shang-Chi, which I think was a fine movie.
I love Shang-Chi.
Maybe some people disagree. I think that was a good movie. Spider-Man was in that year. In 2022, they had Doctor Strange, Thor: Love and Thunder, and Black Panther.
I think 2 out of 3 of those are misses, personally.
I like Doctor Strange. That's probably my favorite of the 3.
I thought Black
Which
Panther
one's
was
yours?
Black Panther by a mile.
Fair.
Panther.
I think that's fine.
the emotional resonance of that one in particular hit me way harder
Mhm.
than anything else.
Yeah, but I think like in the reason I've listed all three is because in that year, one of those three is good to somebody.
Agreed. No,
Typically,
yeah,
if you
agreed.
like Marvel. And then the next year, Ant-Man flops, as we all
Yep.
expect, and then Guardians drops, Guardians Volume 3. I don't think you could really call that a bad movie unless you just hate that
No,
stuff.
but here's the thing with Guardians 3.
It's just heavy.
Well, it's not only that, it's also a goodbye.
True.
I
True.
compare to make an LCS comparison so we can eventually segue our way back in there. I compare Guardians 3 to the LCS finals of 2024. Where it will be a point where a lot of people stop
Okay.
watching because it's a great bookmark for the last core group of characters that they spent time watching.
Yep. And then the next the next year you get Deadpool of Wolverine. But I will say
Which,
like
fantastic.
2025, there's not a lot you can do. That was just a flop year.
What was
Is what it
2025?
is. Captain America, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four.
I love 2 out of 3 of them.
I know, but I'll
I
say
know.
this. Flop year in the context of this. People reminded Disney why they don't want originals. They just complain about getting them on Twitter. And then when they come out, they don't go see them. And they just go, well, it was actually a bad movie. And then they watch it on streaming and go, it wasn't that bad. And then they're like, why don't we ever get another one? And it's like, because none of you will go see this stuff. I promise you. Like, the budget cannot. The problem is, it's not like the small movies, right? Like Sinners, where Sinners eventually gets some hype and then builds a good enough return on the budget to be fine.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that with the movies that Disney's trying to put out.
No, because it's
So they're
existing
not going to do
IP.
that.
Like it's not like
Yeah.
the thing. We have a preconceived notion in our mind of what a Marvel and Disney movie is versus something like
Yeah.
Obsession, which comes out and everybody's talking about it. And it's like, okay, well, now I got to go see it because everybody's saying it. But like with Marvel, even if everybody's talking about it, it takes a level so far above to still hit that mark.
Yeah. 100%. Like, it's probably why in a few years here, we're going to get a Darth Vader movie when Disney wants to start making
Probably,
money off
yeah.
Star Wars again.
Yeah, without
Because
question.
they're going to go, oh man, we haven't figured out anything in Star Wars originally other than Andor, which is semi-original. It's kind of just a prequel to its own thing, but it's original in scope, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that's hit for us in Star Wars so far. So they're going to press the big red button just in case to get money back.
Yeah. Although
and do their thing.
when was the latest trilogy started?
I don't remember when it finished.
I mean started. Because I think so many people
I don't
tuned out
know.
by the end of it. Because
Yeah, it's been a long time.
it's been at least 10 years. At minimum, I think it's been 10.
Yeah.
Let me look it up. Star Wars Episode 7 came out 2015.
Holy cow.
So it's been 11 years now, which in today's age is a long ass time.
That's a long break.
We're in a new decade.
Yeah.
I think it's,
I mean, yeah.
I think it's time to take the risk. Because I don't think the Star Wars IP is doing anything right now. Like I don't think it's doing anything of value, really. And like these additional series, they're good, they're fine. I'm sorry, Mandalorian and Grogu was a Disney Plus series that they smashed into a fucking movie.
That was a terrible idea. Yeah.
It was so bad. And
yeah.
You got to find some level of plot. And just go with the new trilogy.
Khan said that's the plan. Starfighter is supposed to lead to episode 10. Okay. That adds up.
Then that's fine. But that has to come because I promise you that'll make them $1 billion. regardless of whether it's good
Oh,
or
yeah,
bad,
yeah.
it will make them $1 billion easy.
Yes. And it's one of those things of like, I'm not saying every movie they do, right, Disney does is good, but it's one of those issues of like going original. I think they've tried it out enough with some of these things that they're just realizing sometimes you got to go back to the well. He agrees. And the well right now for them is going to be what, Doomsday, and then allegedly people are saying hard reset, which I don't think is a bad idea for them
What,
at
on
all.
Marvel?
But yeah,
Well, I mean, you got to get through Secret
but
Wars.
yeah, it'll be. Well, I meant my bad. I meant like the end
Oh,
of that. I
yeah,
should have
okay.
said that better. Yeah, I
Yeah.
said that poorly. But Secret Wars happens and then the hard reset, and if that happens, I think they realize they're just gonna have to hunker down and make a bit cheaper comic book movies for a little bit,
How do
so
you
that they
hard?
can actually make the budget back.
How do you hard reset though? How's that possible?
I don't know
With
how
something
they're
like
gonna do
Marvel,
it.
that doesn't seem like
I
that's
don't
a.
know.
I guess
To be
that's what
honest, I have
I'm
no idea.
most scared of about Doomsday is this is a villain that deserves years.
I agree with that.
Doom should be the background, like shadowy figure that randomly pops up at the end of every fucking Marvel movie for like 3 years until Secret Wars. But like
Mhm.
with Secret Wars coming out next year, it's like we know, okay, common sense. We know Doom is going to win and create Battle World at the end of this particular movie. Like, I think we're all in agreement on that. We all know it's kind of coming. If you're really telling me he wins and then we're
Mhm.
wrapping it up by December of next year, there's no way. You got to let that sit. You
Good
got to let
point.
that marinate. Like in my opinion, you should have freshmen in high school that go in with Doom winning and they graduate with Doom dying. Like that level of time.
Yeah, I think you make a good point there. That could be. That's 100% something they gotta figure out.
They're
I
not
do
going
think the
to.
timeline is way too close, like for this context, because these movies didn't have like the. I don't think they had the pressure builds the way the last big event did.
No, and Khan
But
is saying how Infinity War and Endgame were 1 year apart. Yeah, but you had
yeah,
11 years of context. Even if not directly feeding into that, you still had 11 years of buildup and 11 years of time to marinate with these characters. Now, I know we haven't introduced too many new characters in this, so like I'm not taking that away, but like the reset happens after Infinity War. Or sorry, after Endgame. And like because of the Kang pivot, it doesn't feel like we've had enough time to
yeah.
fully marinate in it. At least to me.
Which I don't know if you saw the trailer. He's in like a Daily Wire movie.
Really? Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that made me chuckle really hard.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, that adds up. That track.
Yeah. Oh
That,
boy.
yeah, I think they have, they just have a lot they got to do here. I mean, it's going to be interesting because Disney kind of owns like that side of media. And I do want to see a lot of what Universal's going to come up with now. I'm hoping they do something cool soon, like in the space of their IPs.
Maybe.
I want them to start like really hitting back hard because they're already like, they're doing a lot of big work on theme parks.
They are. Your theme
I
parks are
mean,
the
one thing I wish
beneficiary
they
of your
do,
IP.
let's just I wish they would just be good people and get rid of their Marvel rides and let Disney build a fifth gate that's
Yeah,
just
just like full Marvel.
Avengers.
Oh no, it'd be
Yeah,
nice.
let's do the right thing for me. Not for your bottom line. This is for me.
Paul the Selfish Man. Got it.
Yeah, that's all I ask.
Last thing we'll say before we get back into LCS, because I said we go back and we're 15 minutes past that, but that's fine. Again, there's not as
Yeah,
much
my
going on.
bad.
No, don't apologize. There's not as much going on with the LCS right now, so I think it's fine. I've been struggling on a content front to like fully think through how I'm gonna wage each week's worth of topics. Because I don't know if you've gotten this impression. It's scaring me more than it's scaring you, which wasn't the intent of this, but somehow it's working out that way.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but for me, it feels like knowing that FlyQuest, Lion, and Team Liquid are likely going to be the only 3 squads that remain as is after this year, or at least like majority intact after this year. I'm finding it very hard to relate to the teams outside of those 3. Individual pieces I feel myself connecting to. Like Dardoch on Dig, I'm for. Sajed on DSG. Still interested to see what can happen there. Maybe a little bit of Surdy, but that's really about it. Sentinels. Darkwings, maybe? Darkwings and Hambach. Shopify, maybe see if Zenny can develop a little bit. But like, I have this full expectation in my mind that like all of these rosters are going to seemingly almost fully blow up. And it's making it hard for me to fully care about beyond the top 4 as much.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been the issue of the bottom for a while, I guess, is that a lot of the players aren't. I mean, they're just, if you're not winning and they're not very good and you don't have many good pieces, you kind of got to blow them up. But then nobody falls in love with the journey at all. And sometimes you don't blow it up right in the Shopify case. And instead of it adding continuity and engaging people,
It turns
it
them away.
just takes people up. Yeah, it takes people off more than anything. But it's kind of weird. The Shopify case has been odd because now they're starting to not. My favorite bro. They're starting to not look so bad that I'm mad anymore. I'm kind of in like the position of if something weird happens in playoffs, maybe we could make top 3.
I'll be honest, you have a outside chance. Everybody,
Yeah.
like, it is very clear. Team Liquid, Lion, everybody fucking else. And then DSG at the very bottom. Like, that's the order right now. And now that Dig has made a change, you know, they might be 0-3, or they're 0-3, right? They haven't won a game or won a series? No, they haven't won a series. Everybody else is in contention besides like those 3 teams. Like it is a soup of 5 in the middle, and a question of who's going to turn it on when it matters most.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say you guys don't stand a chance, but I'll be honest, I think you lack the clutch factor.
Yeah, that I don't know yet. Well, it depends. Depends.
Zazel could help bring it.
Contracts can do stuff at the right time.
He can't. Okay, I guess here's my comparison. Okay, our 3 seed, or like the team like barely on the outside looking in over the last like 3 years, has been 100 Thieves. And granted, I was a fan of those teams, so I was watching them more carefully than most. But you saw signs throughout the regular season of what they could be. Like you saw those little glimpses of like teamwork really coming together in a particular moment.
Yeah.
Was that an MJ sound, or was that something else? Like
It was a knock, I think, or something, or him hitting something.
Okay, that threw me off. I haven't, barring C9, and C9, it's going to automatically feel bad because you can't take as much credit into their regular season. I haven't seen that sense of cohesion from anybody else.
Mhm. I definitely, yeah. When you say that, yes, I think it's weird though because it's like C9. They're not. Well, I'm gonna say they're not bad, but I know everyone's gonna go, really, bro. They've lost 2 games. Yeah, it's a really bad team, so that is kind of wrong. But I think C9 is in this weird spot where they're not garbage. They're not as bad as they look to me, or like not as bad as their results look. But I also know they're not good enough to 100% say that Shopify has no. And even though FlyQuest is also having a bit of a weird area, I feel like where we just know they're not going to be top 2, but they're still good enough to be in that 3 section. I think neither of them is beyond what Shopify could do on a good day.
Would you
But
say?
Shopify has to have a good day, and they have to probably have a midday.
Yeah. Would you say this is a fair statement? If C9 goes to Worlds, it's going to feel more like because nobody stepped up to beat them than it is from them earning it. Or not earning it's not the right word, but less so like them reaching a different
Yeah.
level. But it feels like Cloud9 is comfortably in that 3rd spot right now. And if they just remain stagnant and nobody else steps up to beat them, they got it. But I don't see them hitting a level above that protects it. It is entirely on the teams below them being able to click at the right time to make sure that they go.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It depends. Are you down on FlyQuest now? No, I'm not down on Fly. It's just momentum right now is against them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I'm not calling FlyQuest terror. I know that they played the 2 best teams they'll play
Yeah. Their schedule's easy for
already. Yeah, from here on out. And this week, isn't it this week? They get to
C9.
play C9?
Yeah, it's C9 now, and then they get 3 back-to-back-to-back weeks of being able to ramp up.
Yeah. So it's kind of I think they're going to be in a fine spot. And it's the same thing kind of for Shopify, where they're just in a world that's, yes, right now they look good. Well, it's not the same thing, my bad. It's the opposite for Shopify,
Yeah.
where they're going to end a lot harder
Yeah.
than FlyQuest. And that's going to take probably some growth pains for a minute. Now, if they end up getting a win in there, it's going to freak everybody out and throw everything off. But
I'll be honest, I don't see you getting a win. Like, I'm sorry, but there's nobody touching TL and Lion right now.
I don't really think so either.
Their stats are crazy. Like,
well, we play C9 as well in that.
Okay, C9, that's doable. Sure, I'll give you that. I don't think anybody's touching TL Lion.
Our weekend in Mexico is TL and C9. So my assumption is like if we get a win, it's probably C.
Yeah.
More than TL. But TL also is dominating the games they're winning.
Look,
that's kind of why I'm not done with them yet or throwing them out.
Both TL and Lion, I have to admit, like in prior seasons, the top 2 teams would still look a little. They look good. They wouldn't like outright crush. They wouldn't outright crush teams. This is reminding me of G2 and Fnatic in 2019. A lot. Of like when G2 and Fnatic were at their peak, they were demolishing everybody. Like G2 was making people look like children. Like it looked like they didn't have hands on the wrists. My God,
yeah.
that was the scariest thing that has happened so far. I don't know. Maybe somebody will step up, but I just think if trend continues based on the leads that we are seeing the TL and Lion laners get, it's just going to be destruction for 2 more weeks. G2, I will admit, was a little bit different because they were also picking the fun picks, the really fun picks.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's gonna take a lot for any team to step up. With Line or TL, I just don't think it's really possible for them. And it's kind of you mentioning EU reminded me like we're kind of in a funny spot where it's kind of crazy. EU and NA are like in the same boat right now.
Yeah.
Like it's literally the same boat. It's just not so sure about the third seed. They all kind of look like just, 3, 4, and 5 are kind of like any of them could do it, but none of them are exciting. And right now we're all waiting to see if 2 can actually overtake 1 for the first time this year. Because that's the big question mark.
This is a bigger macro question because unless you have something else to say on the LCS, I have a somewhat pivot point to make.
Okay.
You got anything else on the LCS or like teams play?
No.
Do you think Summer Split remains as is next year?
No.
Because
Well, I don't know.
Dude, it feels like something's got like.
Agreed.
I don't know how to articulate this, but like I really wish Summer Split just took the best teams from around the world and put them all against each other. Because going from MSI and EWC back to domestic play, where every team that went international, we're no longer in that phase where teams that went international would like really drop the ball once they got back to domestic. We are now at the point where teams that go international are just a clear level above. And I understand that like sending the teams back to domestic play arguably levels up the people around them. Maybe. But like viewership's not good. I don't want to harp on it like too much, but I'll just pull up the LCS summer viewership. If you had to guess, what do you think we're at average? A reminder, I think we finished at 68 in spring.
Probably 55.
A little bit better than that, 59.
Okay, that's not. Well, I was gonna say that's not terrible. It's terrible.
It's
not terrible.
I think it's the first time. I'll be curious to see how it rebounds the playoffs. Should rebound a little bit, but 59,000 is the average we are down to now. And I don't know what you do. I don't. If they want to have 3 international tournaments, fine. I don't even. Here's the thing. I don't mind 3 splits, but 3 splits of like. It is really starting to weigh on. Where the summer split feels. Just the regular season until you get to playoffs just feels like a drag, a complete drag.
Yeah.
If I recall, it was 56.
I think the 3 split system has just not been good overall, and I just don't like the way they do EWC and MSI. I think it sets everything up to be horribly in a pickle.
Average, by the way, for spring was 63,000. Or sorry, 64,000 for those that were asking in chat.
And I think you genuinely like any of these, right? Any league right now that's playing, you genuinely just have to love the game for what it is and want to be watching it.
I think with one exception, I will say.
Which one?
I know you haven't been watching it. The LCK is fucking incredible right now.
Yeah, but the games don't like matter. You know what I mean? You gotta like it.
I mean, they don't
because all these teams are going to playoffs.
Yes, but
like they're having fun. so that's fun.
My thing is, it's more. I'm not saying it's the best thing in the world, but it is definitely better than what we've got going on in the LEC and the LCS.
Yeah, if the format in both of those was like a format that didn't, if it was a format that didn't mean much, I think we would get, and we just saw the best teams playing each other repeatedly, then that's fine.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing if you get viewership. Yeah. I think that's fine, John. What he's saying, like they're good watches and that gets viewers. I think that is a good thing.
I also think I agree with John's point. If we do go to 10 teams, I think you can copy this format and it would just be better.
I think we can support 10 teams. We can't support 8.
I mean,
here's the thing. I'll say this too. Here's the thing about the LCK format that people aren't going to want to hear. But it's not financially good or sound logic at all. And the reason being is if we went to 10 teams and we copied the LCK format, we would probably have 20 to 30,000 people watching the Battle of the Lows. And it would be a real problem. And even LCK isn't doing good financially, let's be real. We memed about it. Everybody joked about it. But DK just went through like being broke, like completely broke, and that's not.
They
a
still
small
are. They're
order
trying
to
to sell.
get. Yeah, and they're not a small deal.
To be fair, I will say on this part, a lot of that's self-imposed.
Why?
Because
Explain.
okay, not fully self-imposed, but the salaries are out of control, and that's on part of the teams.
Yeah.
Which, okay, can I go on my T1 tangent real quick?
Yes.
I'm sure you saw this in the other chat that we had, but like, people have been tagging me asking if I watched the rival video and everything, talking about like T1, Joe Marsh, financials of everything, etc. And there's a lot of people that are upset. My God. There are a lot of people that are upset that T1 is doing so many sponsor activations. It's like 100 and whatever days of them, and they're still playing games and doing everything else. My question to people doing that is like, okay, so how do you want this whole thing to work financially? Because if T1 players are not doing that amount of sponsor obligations, they're not break even.
Mm-hmm.
They were just break even this year for the first time. And T1 is not playing the same ball game that Humble Life is. Humble Life is a branch of an insurance company that has clearly no mandate for them to be profitable in any way.
Mm-hmm.
So they could just chuck money out there and pay increasingly high salaries and not give a fuck at all. Even though there's like the LCK salary cap that's like a luxury tax, but it's not like a hard thing. What do you expect T1 to do? If they go to their player, not what do you expect T1 to do? That's giving too much credit to York. But my point is like, okay, so the caveat to that is you want them to do less days of sponsorship work. Okay, so take less sponsors, make less money, do less work, but then guess what? Humble Life outpays you 5-1, and then you can't keep your players. So, like,
Yeah.
what do you want them to fucking do in this situation, in my mind? Like, they're barely... We're not talking about an entity that's making double-digit margin profit here. We're talking about an entity that just broke even. And they have to pay these players insanely high salaries because if they don't, you'll all be looking at them and be like, you're disrespecting the players. So what do we want here? If we want a system that's going to, like, to your point, that people aren't going to go fucking bankrupt in, you have to put a hard salary cap in. You have to put it as a proportion of revenues for the entire league or the teams or whatever that might, like, you got to put in some sort of limit to bring it down. Otherwise, there's nothing you can fucking do. And it just is what it is. And unfortunately, the groups like Humble Life will just eat everyone alive as they drive up the floor.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't
Yeah.
seen one. I've seen nothing but T1 fans fucking complain about this. More, not T1 fans, but more like fans of the players complain about this. And I'm like, solve the fucking money problem for me then. Like, give me, like, tell me how they're supposed to get around this.
It's hard for me because it's like, on one hand, yes, I think people are pumped about LCK right now, so I think this is a net positive. But my worry is, like, at the end of the day, at some point, maybe you just have to ignore it and let it be. But I'm just seeing, like, those teams at the bottom are going to just start leaving, I feel like, at some point. Because they got to be so broke, it's insane. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, they're losing money hand. Well, I mean, they could also be paying a lot lower. So,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
They don't, like, if you're at the bottom and you don't plan on contending for top 4, just pay what you can, man. It's not like there's anybody else coming in and take a slot
to move on.
Yeah. I'd imagine the teams at the bottom are probably closer to break even than the top. Other than T1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that kills me is people are like, why are they doing so much launches? It's like, how about we flip this? How about the fact that they have to do 104, 105 days of sponsorship work to be able to break even? How fucking high are your salaries that you have to be working that much to be able to make the money to recoup it? You're your own worst enemy.
Yeah, because it's... I don't know. I think it's better, I guess, in this context to just be happy about it and let it be. And not worry about the problem. Because people like the format, it seems like, or at least it's getting good viewership, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they're also the best league in the world. So they get the benefit of, like, their worst teams are still going to be marginally better than even the middle of every other league.
Yeah, it's true.
So
it's a fair point.
I don't know. But back to, I got us derailed a little bit. What would you do to fix summer?
I mean, you can try their format and see if it works here. It might. Is it really, like, it's working over there? I mean, do I think it's format as much that's saving it as having a co-streamer? Probably. Probably not. Probably need a co-streamer, but this format, at least we know just for sure, doesn't work.
Yeah. After replicating spring, I think it's just tough. It's real tough.
Yeah, and I like the LCK format is good for the fact you might as well just make sure your good teams make playoffs.
Yeah. I will say this. I feel like since the LCK has done this, their teams at Worlds have looked drastically better. Well, no, is that true though? Because no, in 2023 it was T1 versus... Wait, when did they swapped to this in what, 2024? Yeah, this is the second year. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, this is the second year of it, isn't it? No, when did they swap to this format? 2023 was the year that it was T1 versus all of the LPL. 2025 they swapped to it. And yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, last year was the first year that China wasn't in finals in a bit at Worlds. And it wouldn't surprise me if you have LCK versus LCK in the finals again this year. And if that's the case, then, I mean, you got proof in the pudding at this by then that, like, the summer format is doing a better job of getting the LCK ready for Worlds than any other region's format is for them. BLG is strong. I'm not saying BLG is not going to be strong. I'm just saying you need to see, one, an LPL team in the final, and two, you need to see the LPL overall being on even footing with the LCK. It's less LCK format, more BLG imploding. Yeah.
Well, I think also last year was tough because T1 was on the LPL team's side. And T1 is like the one LCK team that actually beats typically to make sure like they in knockouts, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm here's a
But you aren't wrong that like the format did, I mean, it worked in everything you're saying. Did work.
The thing, actually, I'm trying to think how Riot would try and do it if they could. I mean, we just need 10 teams. You need 10 teams to make that format work. You can't do it with 8. How did the format change anything for Worlds? Didn't the LCK finish overall way better than the LPL? Wasn't it 3 teams in semifinals for Worlds? Oh, bro, having this on. There we go. Hang on, I'm looking it up now just to vet. It was T1 top, Gen G, KT Rolster, and T1 3-0 top.
Mm-hmm.
Draw matters so much. I mean, sure.
And the other side it was 3 LCK teams and Flying Oysters, but can't really blame them too bad for that because they got 4 teams out. It's not really their fault.
Yeah, what? Anyone's Legend, Top Esports, BLG imploded and didn't make it. Who's the other LPL team? Why? I'm missing an LPL team, am I not? Oh, Invictus Gaming. Where did they finish?
Probably got knocked out in playing or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, is that when they lost to T1?
Yeah, you're right, because that was the stupid format there. Never mind, they got cucked by the form. I mean, either way, they get cucked by the format, but
yeah.
Yeah, what's wrong? Yeah, but I mean, we can't be sitting here disagreeing that the relative strength of the LCK was not better than the relative strength of the LPL at Worlds last year. We can't be disagreeing with that. What do you mean the play-in format was bad? Bro, it was a fucking best of 5, a single best of 5 between the LPL and the LCK. That's a bad format. I'm so, like, that's not fun. Think it's been LCK over DL. It's Do you know what it was like before? Yeah, I enjoyed it. Bro, how can we okay, no, we're rage baiting. Surely we're rage baiting. Play-ins in 2022 was so fucking fun. The old play-ins formats were a blast whenever it was actually minor. I mean, unfortunately 2022 you still had DRX and play-ins. But give me play-ins with fucking 4 teams that are not from the LPL and LCK, and that's a great warm-up for the event, which is reportedly going to be happening, by the way. Get it. Damn right, MJ. Tell them.
I mean, to be honest, they're just in a pickle because they either A, they should have just expanded Worlds, like, as it was, or B, just not done the 4 seeds from LCK and LPL. Even though it's been iconic, don't get me wrong, and it led to a Worlds winner a couple times now, the 4th seed of LCK.
Yeah.
The only issue is it's led to, like, just a complete drop-off of upsets or any of the fun storylines we used to have of the bottom teams getting out of groups.
Yes and
So
no.
you just have to let those go.
That, but it also, they fucked themselves with the format.
Because it's led to higher quality, so
that's the thing.
It's worth the price.
I think it's worth the price if you fix play-ins, which Tappan said, bro, you don't want to watch LCK, LPL stomp a bunch of noobs. I agree, which is why you remove them from the play-in stage, which, again, is reportedly going to be happening. And if that's the case, awesome. Let the piss low battle it out. We'll send our top teams to face the LCK and the LPL. And then we go from there because we know that a few of our teams can contend with them. G2 can beat the LCK. G2 can beat some teams from the LPL. I would argue if Fly and Lion continue to improve, maybe they can. I'm not saying top teams. I'm saying like the 3 to 4 seeds that can get you into quarterfinals. Maybe you get a lucky draw, you go from there. But like at minimum, that can get you into quarters. Like we're good enough to do that. Fly sneak. What do you, John? What are you talking about? The fly sneak. What the? Wait, are you talking like breaking news? Like, the fuck are you saying? Why is chat freaking out? Oh no, sorry, I was thinking last year. I was still thinking about Worlds 2025, which was Fly and I was mixing up the two together. Okay. My bad. No, I mean TL and Lion. I was thinking of FlyQuest last year with Inspired. That's on me. But
Yeah, I mean, it's just at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do. Like we've talked about all this stuff, but people are gonna want to watch, right? Like LCK, it's the biggest league, and I have harped on this all year, and I will go back to it again. Riot has stuck with and is very firm on this is a marketing arm, and as long as they stick with the idea that it's a marketing arm of the company and that esports isn't something that's supposed to be profitable on its own and doing things outside of skins. Do you think they view it as its own thing?
I mean, have they not said that publicly like 5 times in interviews over the last year and a half?
Have they?
Yeah, John Needham was on.
They've said they want it to actually be
break it. They're talking about it being break even and their goal of it being profitable next year entirely.
Yeah, that's where I mean the money they're spending.
Oh, like they're not
they
taking it
refuse
seriously
to
as
spend.
that. Okay, yeah, sorry. I
Yes,
just
my
want to be
Yes.
very clear for people because I have to.
That's my bad. Yeah, you're right.
I have to
You're
clarify this all the fucking time with people. Riot, why are we spamming sounds all of a sudden? Gee, oh, it's
Yeah, my bad.
that's the end of the video.
You are right. They've made the claim that they want this to be this break even great thing on its own, whatever. But in my mind, the way they view esports is that they are putting essentially minimum money in, right? Like in their eyes, and that this is just a thing that they're letting either slowly die out or they're going to let the one thing that's actually hard succeeding succeed. And there's no more of this view they had where like, hey, as far as it goes in the context of LEC with the road shows and LPL with any road shows or LCK, if they can afford it on their own, then we're not chucking more money to make sure it works. Because we have decided that this is its own little entity that we've tucked all our money into, whatever. It didn't work out as quick and easy as we thought it would. And to get it to actual profitability status, this is way too much work. So we're just going to then push into 3 international tournaments because internationals is where we get a ton of viewership, get a bunch of eyes on skins, and then we can call it good. And that's pretty much where they're at.
Yeah.
And LCK. Like, I think that's where they're at. And as long as they're living in that world, I don't see where they're just never going to add 10 teams.
No, they won't.
Unless something crazy happened, and it'd be a pretty bad idea if we're being honest. Like as far as finances go. But
Okay, let me
also,
ask you this. Okay.
what?
I'm gonna force you to pick. Riot tells you can have one of these two guaranteed without a problem. It will happen. They'll find a way to make it work. Which of these two are you picking? LCS gets 10 teams. LCS folds 4 seeds into the LEC.
I have to pick one.
Have to pick one. If you pick the LCS
And
folds into the LEC, it doesn't exist. We literally just sent 4 teams over there. That's it.
I guess 10 teams. I want to send 4 teams over there because then this is over. Even though I think that's more realistic.
What do you mean it's over?
Like, in a league is pretty much that point.
I mean, at 59,000 viewers, would you not say we're close to that point already?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. I think that's how they view it too.
Yeah. Oh, is that?
And I think as they've been, because I know I called, like, they aren't going to admit this, but I think the reason that I view Riot's view of League, right, as a marketing arm still is because they're now in the space of where this happens with any business, right? Where you get to a point where something quits printing money in a way that was easy. And usually what happens is they have to start cutting back budgets. And if esports was a marketing quote unquote at the beginning, and now it's this own self sustainable thing, they've realized we need to cut the budget of this thing that original oh my gosh that originally we viewed as this money pit that we would get big. They never actually tried to make it sustainable when they had the chance. So now they're pretending like they're going to do it when it's almost dead and dying. And that's just over, you know?
Yeah.
Like the budget's run out. It's whatever. Sustainability is just their way of kindly saying they're going to let things die that need to die. And grassroots grow on their own, which we've talked about already, probably not being a terrible thing. But I don't think they have the capacity to really solve the pickle that they're in as far as an A goes.
Those articles got to start coming out here soon, or at least the leaks might happen here soon.
Of what?
Whatever it's going to look like next year. Those budgets got locked in.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We will see. Anything else to add?
It's just, it's just rough because going back to format, I just don't know if there is a format that can fix the issue they're in NA.
Yeah. Oh, summer is just, dude, this feels like a slog, which I'm partially happy for because it allows me to do other things in life. But like at the same time, I don't want, you don't want to feel, I personally, as maybe I'm more invested because I'm a creator in the space. I don't want to feel like at any point in the season, it drastically dips so far low to the point where you feel like you don't care. It's not that I don't care. I do, but like it does not feel the same as it will come playoffs. And playoffs will feel like the ramp up. MCOY road trip going from 3 days to 2 days. I mean, I think that's smart. Personally, think that's smart. We can handle 2 best of 5s in a day. That's fine. Dude, we handle conventions for fucking 10, 11-hour streams in Call of Duty without a problem.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the case if you were guaranteed TL fly that every day. I am never going, like, I don't ever want to go back to best of ones. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. I don't care what anybody says. I think best of ones suck to watch.
Yeah, and honestly, maybe it's just better to do that format of doing just the best teams versus each other to try to artificially save
Prop up.
viewership numbers to save the league.
I mean, I'm not against that. My thing is just, if you're gonna do that, it feels bad with 8 teams because, again, you play every team twice, so that's 6, a 6-week regular season, which might not be bad because you can make summer a little bit shorter, but I don't know. I do not know. Still mental me how Worlds participating leagues have such different formats, amount of games, which is literal crazy competitive advantage. Jake, I agree, but budgets aren't all the same. That's how the world of the money works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know how we got here.
Because there's not much to talk about with LCS.
Gosh dang it.
We spent 30 minutes talking about
Tucci
Spider-Man.
still got the fastball.
Yep. We
Gosh dang it.
We spent 35 minutes
good.
talking about Disney and Marvel, about 15 minutes on LCS, and then 20 minutes elsewhere. That's summer split for you, baby. Wait until next week when we can talk about football. We haven't even talked about Kyler Murray.
Oh, it's on the Indiana Bears. Excited for the Gare Bears.
Would
as long
you
as
become
those taxes don't trickle over to me.
Would you become a Gare Bear?
I would. I mean, I don't think they understand how much worse it can get coming to Indiana sport. They think that they've been cursed. Chicago people, I don't think they understand what it takes to be an Indiana sports fan.
The one girl that's a
I mean,
bear.
I guess IU kind of broke it, but
yeah, a little bit. The one girl that's a Bears fan in the office when the Kyler news broke yesterday immediately messages me. She's like, honestly, I'm wishing nothing but the best for you guys. We've had a decade of pity, and I know how it feels. And I was like, no, you don't. You don't know how it. No, get the fuck out of here. No.
yeah, don't they have a Super Bowl?
Yeah. Don't tell me you know what it feels like just because you haven't seen one in your lifetime. Not my problem.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have nothing like. People tell me that I'm a tortured fan, but I always just keep my mouth shut because I, as a child, got to watch Peyton Manning, Reggie Wayne, and Marvin Ayers, and I won't pretend like I'm some poor soul.
I will say, I think our defense is stacking up pretty well.
It's a good defense.
Our defense is stacking
Brian
up well.
Flores is in that weird world of like he's the best D coordinator in the league, but he's just not
Never going to be a good head coach. No.
Head coach yet. He just needs a second chance, maybe. Hopefully, it's not my team. But
I mean,
he can go anywhere else to get that second chance.
He might get our job here soon if we have a bad year. O'Connell's gone.
Dude, if you fire O'Connell, I think we hire him in 2 seconds.
I mean, I don't know what, dude. If we fuck up this move and like JJ goes on to succeed elsewhere, like we have to win a playoff game, bro.
Yeah, that's fair.
We have to win a playoff. It's been so long since we won one. We've lost to the Giants more recently than I can remember a win in the playoffs. We lost to Danny Dimes. Kirk O'Chains got his chin busted up by Danny Dimes in the playoffs. And not even an indie Danny Dimes. We're talking New York Giants. Oh, God, fuck me. I don't even want to think about it. Anyway, I'm going to end the podcast there. we'll talk more NFL next week after we get 1 week of preseason games and can shoot the shit more.
Yeah, I'm about to have the most informed decision of all time on Anthony Richardson
Man, nice. Can't wait to see it.
after our preseason game and Sauce Gardner.
No.
I'm gonna be like, oh, he's actually the worst thing ever.
Am I allowed to wear my
Did
jersey
you
to work?
see that on Twitter at all?
I did.
People were like, you guys got so screwed. He's so bad. I was like, it's one training camp rep, you idiots. Shut up. My brother sent it to me, and I was like, I'm too old now, Jack, for this stuff. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, dude, I've hit an age where I can't sit here and argue with people on Twitter about one rep in training camp.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I'm washed. Maybe that is the washed era, but I'm washed.
Yeah.
I can watch that one rep and it doesn't change my life at all to the point that I actually still think he'll be fine.
Time will tell. Anyways, I am going to raid Yawn. And for those that somebody asked in chat, I think it was John, or no, Butter asked if I'm allowed to wear my jersey in the office. And the answer is yes on Fridays. Anyways, we'll catch you all next week. I'll be live on probably Saturday for the co-stream. Don't know if I'll be live before that because we're having friends stay with us the next day and a half. And then the pit on Friday. Should be fun. See y'all around. Let's raid Yawn, shall we?
Yes.
Count it down in 10, 9, 8. Bro, why does he have a video of Ayla on repeat as his player cam? That's some crazy shit. All right. See y'all later.